My dear friend, welcome back to Karma Wisdom. I want to ask you a question that might feel a bit tender right now. How much energy have you spent this week, or perhaps this lifetime, trying to prove that you are a good person? How many nights have you lost sleep, replaying conversations in your head, inventing the perfect defense against an unfair accusation? There is a specific kind of exhaustion that settles deep in the bones when we are misunderstood. It is not just mental tiredness, it is a spiritual heaviness. You feel the burning injustice of being judged for something you did not do, or having your intentions twisted by those who do not truly know you. You want to scream the truth. You want to explain yourself until they finally understand. But here is the hard truth that ancient wisdom whispers to us. Explaining yourself often feeds the fire you are trying to extinguish. When we desperately defend our character, we are handing the keys of our inner peace to the very people who are judging us. We are telling the universe that our worth depends on their validation. Today, I want to offer you a different path. It is a path walked by the sages of old. A path of profound silence and unshakable dignity. It is the medicine for the weary soul that is tired of fighting to be seen. Let us journey together into the mist of the high mountains. To a small temple where an old monk held a secret that could heal your heart today. Long ago, in a remote province of ancient Japan, nestled between peaks that looked like jagged brushstrokes of black ink against a grey sky, lived an old Zen master named Haku. He was known not for his grand sermons, but for his silence. His presence was like a deep, still lake. When you stood near him, your own turbulence seemed to settle. Haku lived a simple life, tending to his garden and meditating under a great cedar tree. He was respected by the villagers in the valley below, who would often bring him rice and vegetables in exchange for his blessings. One autumn evening, a wealthy merchant from the city arrived in the village. He was a man of great influence, but his heart was restless and prone to suspicion. He visited the temple to pay his respects, carrying a rare, antique jade amulet, a family heirloom of immense value. He spent the afternoon drinking tea with Master Haku, boasting of his wealth and his troubles. Haku simply listened, pouring tea, nodding gently, his face serene. When the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of bruised purple and charcoal, the merchant gathered his things to leave. However, in his haste and clumsiness, the merchant unknowingly dropped the jade amulet into the deep, dry well near the temple gate. He did not notice the loss until he reached the inn in the village below. Panic seized the merchant. His mind raced, and immediately the poison of suspicion took hold. The monk, he shouted. He was the only one there. He admired the jade. He must have stolen it when I turned my back. Fueled by rage, the merchant rallied a group of villagers and stormed back up the mountain path. They arrived at the temple gates with torches burning, shattering the peaceful silence of the night. The merchant confronted Haku, his face twisted with anger. "You thief!" he screamed, pointing a trembling finger at the old master. "I trusted you with my presence, and you stole my family treasure. Give it back, or I will ruin you." The villagers, who had respected Haku for years, watched in shock. They waited for the master to defend himself. They waited for him to show outrage, to explain that he was a holy man, that he had no need for worldly riches. But Master Haku did not raise his voice. He did not frown. He looked at the furious merchant with eyes full of compassion and simply said, "Is that so? Don't play games with me." The merchant roared, "You are a fraud. A common criminal hiding in robes." He spat on the ground near Haku's feet. The villagers began to whisper, "Doubt is a contagious disease, my friend. Once the seed is planted, it grows quickly." "Perhaps we were wrong about him," they muttered. "He is old, maybe he became greedy." Through it, all the insults, the spitting, the betrayal of his own neighbors, Haku stood as still as the cedar tree. He offered no defense. He offered no explanation. He only repeated, softly, "Is that so?" The merchant left in a fury, promising to spread the word of Haku's crime, and he did. Within a week, the temple was empty. No one brought rice. No one came for blessings. Children threw stones over the temple walls. Haku's reputation, built over a lifetime of virtue, was destroyed in an instant. For a whole year, Haku lived as an outcast. He grew thinner, surviving on wild roots and the few vegetables from his garden. Yet, if you were to look at him, you would see no change in his demeanor. He swept the fallen leaves with the same care. He sat in meditation with the same upright posture. He did not pace the floor in anger. He did not write letters to the village elders pleading his innocence. He accepted the moment exactly as it was. A year later, a severe drought struck the region. The dry well near the temple gate needed to be dug deeper to find water. As the workmen, desperate for water, dug into the earth at the bottom of the well, their shovels hit something hard. There, covered in dust but unharmed, was the jade amulet. The village fell silent. The realization hit them like a physical blow. The monk had not stolen it. The merchant had dropped it. Shame washed over the village. My friend, let us sit with this story for a moment. What happened here? From the perspective of the ego, Haku lost everything. But from the perspective of the soul, Haku was the only one who remained free. This is the soul hospital diagnosis I have for you today. The pain you feel when you are judged comes from the belief that you must control the minds of others to be safe. You believe that if they think badly of you, you are in danger. Biologically, when you feel the need to explain yourself, your body enters a sympathetic nervous system state, fight or flight. Your cortisol spikes, your heart races, your digestion slows. You are preparing for war. But this war is an illusion. You are fighting ghosts in the minds of other people. Chronic defensiveness is a slow poison to your physical health. It leads to inflammation, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system because your body never feels safe. Master Haku practiced the ultimate holistic medicine, radical detachment. He understood a cosmic law. Your opinion of me is not my reality. By refusing to accept the gift of their anger, he refused to let their poison enter his system. If he had argued, he would have become entangled in their energy. He would have become bitter, angry, and stressed. His silence was not weakness. It was a fortress. So, what is the healing prescription for you today? How do you apply the old monk's secret in a modern world where reputation feels like everything? First, realize that explaining is often a form of begging. When you over-explain, you are begging to be understood. You are saying, "Please agree with my version of reality so I can feel okay." Stop giving that power away. The next time you are misunderstood, pause, take a deep breath into your belly. Feel the urge to defend yourself rising like a wave of heat and just let it pass. Do not speak. Second, separate your business from God's business. What you do, what you speak, and your integrity, that is your business. What others think of you, how they interpret your silence, and their judgments, that is their business, or God's business. It has nothing to do with you. You cannot control the weather, and you cannot control the perceptions of others. And finally, anchor yourself in the truth. Truth does not need a lawyer. Truth does not need to shout. Like the jade in the well, truth eventually reveals itself. It may take time, but the universe has a way of balancing the scales. Your job is not to be the judge or the lawyer. Your job is to be the monk.